Design and Historic Review Commission. It is Monday, September 22nd, 2025. It is 10:02. Before we start, if you would, place all your cellular phones on either silent or vibrate. I will now call this meeting to order, and we establish that we do have a quorum. Our first order of business is public comment. Issues or concerns not on the regular agenda may be raised by the public at this time. Citizens should speak from the podium, address all comments to the dais, and begin by stating their name and address or single-member district number. Please limit all remarks to less than 3 minutes.
None for public comment.
Okay, we'll move to the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to? Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. We will now move to our regular agenda. Our first case is CA 25-15, 421 West Toohig, a request of approval to widen existing driveway to provide additional parking.
Thank you. Austin Reed, Senior Planner. This one comes to you out of District Number 3. It is in the downtown neighborhood. The zoning is CBD, and it's about 0.364 acres. As you can tell from the image, this is historically overlaid, and they are wanting to potentially widen a driveway and install a wooden privacy fence along the rear of the property. Here's a shot of the front of the property, if it helps anyone. As far as we can tell, the structure was built somewhere between 1908 and 1913. We know that it converted to a dentist office at some point, and we presume that it'll now function as some form of an office space, and they would like more commercial parking to the front of the property. This image shows the original plan that the applicant submitted, which was to widen a driveway from the original strips at somewhere around 7 feet wide to 24 feet. But they have indicated to us that they might prefer an alternative like a circle driveway, and I've handed you a packet showing these updated plans. Here's looking at the fence in the rear of the property. On the left-hand side there, we have a diagram with the orange and purple showing you where the fence will be. The middle image is showing you what the fence will look like, somewhere around 6 feet tall. And on the right-hand side, we have two options for how the fence may be stained. With that, we are recommending approval subject to two conditions, pretty standard conditions. Number one being that the colors, dimensions, material should be consistent with what you approve here today. And then that number two, they need to apply for and receive approval of all the required permits from building and permits. Do you guys have any questions?
So the applicant is maybe in favor of doing a circle drive?
I believe so, and I think he's here if he wants to talk about it as well.
Okay, is there any questions for staff?
On the fence color, do we have to pick one or the other? Can we just say those both look mostly the same?
I don't think you need to specify. If you're fine with both of them, you're fine with both of them.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Is there any public comment on this issue?
Shane Mize.
Okay. If you'll state your name, sir.
Hello, good morning. Shane Mize, single member District 3. We're going to make this our office. We're a home builder. We do remodels, all the such. We had originally said, widening that drive just to do a traditional two-car. I think I had talked with Austin. He kind of said maybe y'all would prefer a circle drive. I know the neighbor next door does. We kind of looked at it. I think that we like the idea of a circle drive. The only comment is there's like an old hitching post right there. And if you look on that second page, there's a street view. If we do a circle drive, we're going to have to move that hitching post to the left. We would like to keep it because we think it's, fits the style and all the things. But really, I guess we would be fine with the circle or the proposed. Either way, probably would lean towards the circle at this point, but yeah.
Okay.
Do y'all have any questions?
On the circle drive, this looks like it would be, the driveway at the north of the property is y'all's, correct?
Correct, yes.
Or, sorry, Toohig, so at the
The one on
east of the
correct. The one on the left there is currently ours. The one on the right is the neighbor's.
Yeah.
So there's a tree there on the right. We would keep that tree. it needs to be trimmed and such, but I think it's okay. We would keep that tree and just go right to the left of the tree, and then the tree that's on the left there in that street view is already gone and dead. It's cut down years ago.
So on this, it shows the approach is gonna be 20-foot wide, but the driveway's what, 12? I mean,
Some-
you show 20-foot wide driveway, it wouldn't be 20.
Yes, it would be smaller. Sorry, I was notified about this about an hour ago, so that was a
Okay.
paint thing that got put together
Yeah,
really
okay.
fast.
I
Just whatever's pretty typical, we would probably do, 18 to 20-foot approach and then just have it wide enough for one car, so
Usually they're
12,
12-foot wide.
14, something like that, yes, sir.
Okay.
I guess the question is with regards to curb cuts and distance from the existing curb cut on your neighbor's property, have y'all cleared all that with,
We haven't talked to permits at all because we have to go to y'all first. So if y'all approve, we would just make it compliant with the curb cut distances and everything of the sort. But
Yeah,
I don't really know.
I don't think we get involved with the
Yeah.
permitting.
Well, I know,
Yeah, I
I'm just
agree.
wondering.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to be 2.5 feet.
I'm just,
From
In
the property
existing,
line.
right.
Yeah.
We would make sure that happens in one form or another, but yeah.
should we go, should we, I think what might be prudent is to maybe approve both in case they can't make a circle drive work with curb cut requirements.
Well, you're saying approve what? What?
Both widening the drive if a circle drive,
Yeah, the apron can't be outside the property line. It has to be inside the property line. So that's what the permit office will take care of that, correct?
I think what Mr. Winter's referring to is that, what he's referring to is that you do have to maintain a distance from one to the other, and I apologize, it's either like 10 feet or something to that, so it can't be just one solid opening off of the streetway. Even though if you have your flare and they have their flare,
Yes.
it can't be consistent opening. And there is an island area that you have to maintain, and it's either like 5 foot, 10 foot, something around that. And so he would have to do that before he could start his flare, because you can't tie the two flares in together.
Yeah, but that would go through your department,
Well, it actually go to engineering.
yeah.
And what he's saying is if we couldn't do the circle drive because of that, to say, if you can't do this, then we're okay with widening it,
Oh, is
which
that what you're
I
saying?
would
Oh,
agree
that's
with
what
that,
I'm
yeah,
saying. Oh,
correct.
okay,
Yeah.
I misunderstood,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, any other public comment?
Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll close that, open it to the board. Any questions?
I like Brooks's recommendation.
So you're
I
good
prefer
with,
the-
if it doesn't work with the circle drive, where they can do the,
Yeah.
The straightaway.
see, I have a problem with that. I'm not in favor of that at all. I think it's gonna look, because the other way, at least you can get more, because you could stack cars up in there. I think it's just gonna be a problem moving cars in and out, then it just looks like a store. The way it looks here, I don't see, it doesn't look like it's gonna be an issue with the circle drive. I mean, there's no dimension on here, but,
And people could park on the street too if they don't go into the drive
yeah.
right
that's
in front
true.
of the building.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody want to make a motion?
I'll move to approve both options as presented in case the circle drive is not approved by city engineering.
And the
On the
fence.
fence,
And I'll move to
fence
approve.
color. Does anybody have any issues with the color of the fence?
And I'll move to approve the fence,
think either way.
either of those colors as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll move to our next case, CA 25-12, 123 North Chadbourne Street, a request for approval of design to repair structure back to the original look, repair, restore brick at top of building and around windows, installation of new lighting, new doors, time era windows, and install awning with signage.
Good morning, Karen Putnam, planner.
This case is located at 121 North Chadburn. The lot is 0.096 acres, District 3, Harry Thomas, Central Business District zoning in a downtown neighborhood, and they are requesting approval of the design to repair the structure back to an original look, repair and restore the brick, install new lighting, new doors, time arrow windows, and awning. And here's a picture of the current building on my left. And then on the right is an older picture of the building back when it was a theater. And along the top here, they are wanting to restore that stucco, and they'll use a foam and then put the stucco on the outside. And eventually they do plan to change the color of this entryway. They have not decided on a color just yet. Oh, I'm sorry. And one of these windows is cracked in the front, and they do want to replace that for a like-for-like window. And right now, the building does have a single door. They're wanting to replace that with 2 metal doors that will have tempered glass. The hardware will be black to match the door. And they're wanting to inset that door about 18 inches to give it that theater look. And then this is the proposed awning concept and signage. And this will be the lighting that they're wanting to do on the side of the building. It'll go on each side of the window and have an up and down lighting effect. And then this is the proposed LED wall lights that they would like to use. And with this, staff is recommending approval with partial denial. The partial denial being the proposed awning and sign, as it does not align with the historical period of the building, and approval for the color, dimensions, and materials that are approved here today. And the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits and inspections, any encroachment agreements for any features in the right-of-way, and to come back to the planning department once a color is determined from the historical color palette for that front doorway area. And with that, do you have any questions?
Can we go back to the
Yeah.
first?
This one?
Yes. Okay, so originally the building never had an awning on it. That's why they had it recessed.
And the applicant is present if you have any
Does
questions.
anybody have any questions for?
What would be considered an historically appropriate awning?
I would have to do some research into awnings. This one isn't really
Because the
showing
awning they
off to the
proposed, we
side.
don't even have any drawing or anything on that.
No,
I
no,
mean-
it's just a, let me go to it here. Yeah, it's just the metal frame with the
I mean,
polycarbonate
it doesn't
front.
show really anything of what it's made out of or underneath or anything. Any other questions? We can get with the applicant. Thank you. Is there, we'll open it up to public comment. Is there someone here to,
Monica Ramos.
okay.
Good morning, Monica Ramos, Director of Downtown San Angelo. I've been working with the applicant on this property. We all know this part of Chadburn is kind of up and coming with Darien just having their approval and having a new paint on their facade. And it's really enhanced the look of this part of Chadburn. And so having the next door neighbors complete their phase of their project would be greatly beneficial. I know that the awning is not of the period, but if you look at the original picture, if you can pull that up, please, of the properties side by side, the sun just bears down on those buildings, and soon we'll have the Chadburn streetscape coming through with the sidewalks and some lighting and a little bit of landscaping, but there's still not going to be much shade on this part of Chadburn. So having even just a little bit of an awning would be very helpful for these properties and for operations. The property owners do plan to have this as a family-oriented space. It's going to be a retail space for like athletic wear, dance studio wear. So having pedestrian traffic And having this awning come together is really going to, again, just make this part of Chadburn a lot better. I do have kind of a rendition here of a proposed awning that I can pass around. I don't think that it's going to be anything that is quite so going to take away from the historic look of the property. And then with the other minimal changes to the building, having this awning just stick straight out, and it'll be a black awning, again, just providing that extra shade. And I don't know, do you want to kind of add to? I'll let the applicant speak now.
Hi, my name's Jim, or James Osborne. I'm the current owner of the building. But, you know, our thought on the building is just to improve it, make it look better, and make a retail space out of it. We're looking for, put a dance studio in it, and a few things like that. But the awning issue, that it does look like it was a recessed building, but at the moment, it's not recessed very far. If you look at the pictures up there, that's about a 6-inch recess. But the building is, the top of the building's like 24 foot tall. So there's tons of room up there. I just think an awning would help that building and make it look better. We're not looking to make anything stick out forever and be ugly, but we would like to use the awning to modernize it and also use it for signage. And I think it would help. Right now, the front of the building is, you know, it's falling apart. And I went by there the other day and just pieces of plaster are just falling off. And I think it's in need for some rehab. And
I noticed on your rendition, though, there's no dimensions or anything on it, what,
on the
or
awning,
how it's gonna be attached, or
right,
there's nothing that shows what it's gonna look like underneath, or,
I understand.
I mean, I think we
understand.
would need a lot more detail on that if we're gonna approve something like that.
Right, and that's fine. You know, there's a lot of things we need to do before we get to the awning. And if we need to come back here with the dimensions and a lot better description, that is not a problem.
I mean, like I
And we
said,
can
that
do
might be an option. We might be able to table that part of it
Yeah.
and bring it back at a later time, because that's just not enough information for me to vote on
That's fine with
anything
us.
at
I
this
mean, we
point.
got a lot to do, and
Yeah.
to be honest with you, awning's the last thing would go up.
Yeah, so that's a possibility.
Yeah, but we're looking to recess the doorway, like about 18 inches back and make it a lot bigger. And put new glass in all the windows and redo we're gonna keep the brick the way it is, same color, everything. We need to repoint it and do a few things to it, fix it back up, but I think it'll look a lot better and clean up. Yeah, let me pass this one around. This one's a little better picture of awning. We were just getting some ideas off of the internet, and I've been a resident in this town for a long time, but have never came to this department to ask for something like this. So I would be prepared a little better next time.
Sure. Is any other questions for applicant? Nope. Okay, thank you. Is there any other comment on this? Okay.
No.
Okay, we'll close public comment, open it up to the board. Anybody have any suggestions, issues, ideas? I mean,
32-inch doors, will both of those be operable? Would be a question.
Yes, ma'am, I think so. I think it's a safety issue,
Yeah,
they're 32-inch doors?
that's what it said, two 32-inch doors.
Maybe 36.
Will that pass ADA? That won't pass ADA. They have to be at least 36.
Let me see what I have on there.
It's 32.
They will be 36. Got it.
The only issue I have with the awning is the fact we just don't have enough information on it. I mean, my thinking is, I don't know what the rest of the board is, but if they would like to do that, that we could table that part of it and bring it back at a later time.
I'd say the same with signage. We need to look at the
Yeah, with
signage and what
sign.
that's
That way
gonna
we know
be.
what's gonna be happening a little bit more.
Yeah.
They can work with staff to get all the details on that. But as far as the rest of it, I think it's gonna look good. I think it's a good improvement to that building.
Well, and to restore it with that plaster at the top, I think is a nice thing. Yeah.
Somebody like to make a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the improvements to the building except for the awning and the sign. And that with the understanding that they're going to come back with available colors once they decide on that to be approved, historical colors.
Okay,
I'll second.
we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, we'll move to our next case, CD 25-01, 330 West Washington, a request for approval for a mural on the front facade of the building.
Good morning, Karen Putnam again, planner. So this one comes to you out of District 3, Harry Thomas. Altogether, it is a 0.346 acre lot roughly. It is general and heavy commercial zoned in the Fort Concho neighborhood, and they are requesting for a mural on the front facade of the building. And this photo here is a rendering of the concept of the mural that they want to place. And then this is a current photo of the building. The mural was started. The applicant did not realize they were in the cultural district expansion. And with that, the staff is recommending approval with the color dimensions and materials all being consistent with what's approved here today. Do you have any questions?
So actually on this, we don't approve what the actual mural is. It's just the fact to put it on the building,
Correct.
correct? We don't, okay.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Nope. Is there any public comment on this issue?
Annika, did you want to speak? No? Okay. No.
Nope. Okay. Close public comment, open to the board. I like it. I think the mural looks good. I think it enhances the building. I don't have any issues with its colors. Anybody have someone like to make a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to our next case. CA 25-13, 30 South Chaburn Street, a request for approval for window replacement on the first floor.
Good morning, Ray Lineberry, lead planner. This is 30 South Chadburn, and it is .126 acres in District 3, Harry Thomas. The zoning is CBD. It is downtown neighborhood, and they are looking at replacing some of the glass in windows on the first floor. So the window that's in the white is what they are going to look like down the way. I think there's 5 windows right there that they're going to replace. They're going to replace those windows in the back also. And then both of these windows. So with that, staff is recommending approval, that the color, dimensions, and materials are all the same as you approve here today, that they seek permits and inspections, and the note is that they contact the fire marshal's office, because if it's residential, there may be an egress issue.
Yeah, that. So they're gonna make them look like the ones on the left, correct?
This one right here.
Yeah, they're gonna make
They're
the
gonna make
rest of
this
them
one
look
look
like that.
And it looks like, I'm not sure exactly when, but when the 2018 survey was done, they had already been done in the front there. So it was approved originally in the
And
front.
so none of those windows are operable,
I
because
can't
we don't
answer.
know what that is in there, if it's a residence or, so that'll have to be something that, if we approve the design of the window, we're not approving the fact that they don't open. So that's something that'll have to go to the permit office and fire marshal.
Correct.
So just so the board understands that, we're not approving safety issues with it. Anybody have?
Why are we reducing the number of moles in those windows?
Make everything cohesive looking. Right now, it's all single pane glass.
We'll let
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's
speak
an
in this.
applicant
When I open
question.
the public comments. Yeah, she's asking. Because didn't the front of the building have those windows already changed?
Yes.
So the
Yes.
front of the building has that, we don't have a picture of the front?
No, I had it
See,
in the
they
staff
already did
report.
that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Somebody changed it to that style right there.
This window right here, if you were looking at the building,
Yeah, from
that
the
window
front.
exists on the front, and then the
Yeah.
first window's on the side.
So this is down to it.
Yes, that is down Beauregard. The other windows are on Chadburn. It's right across from Fuentes Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
So you're looking at it from the front, the
So-
side window matches the ones that are on
Yeah.
the front.
So this is down
They want to
Beauregard.
change the ones on the bottom, so the bottom all matches.
Oops. Yeah.
Any other questions for staff? Okay.
Okay.
We will now open it for public comment, if you'd like to come up.
Talk about that. My name is Casey Terry with Winter Depot. Kirby Hartman contacted us about it. I'm not sure what he's doing with it, but he wanted to get better glass in there, just because the building gets hot. I don't think he's doing residences. I don't know that, but I know they do have a residence in the back of the property now, beyond where these windows are going, and I don't know the situation with that, but they're old and not well sealed, and it's the reason why he's.
So everything new is gonna be double insulated and.
Yes, sir. 1-inch insulated
Yeah.
glass on everything, and he wanted everything to look the same. Those on the side now where the yellow brick is do operate, I assume, but they're, like I say, just single pane glass.
But you're saying the existing ones do open?
I think the ones where it says these 5 will look alike,
Yes,
I think those are little casements or something.
Okay.
I'm sure they don't meet egress standards, but,
They do open, they're not tall enough, or they don't,
not wide enough.
not wide enough.
or they're not
Yeah.
close enough to the ground, one of the two. I mean, would there be a way to make, because, it makes sense that from kind of where that plaster, that stucco is, and as it wraps around, that fenestration speaks a different language than what's in the brick, right? But then as you go on the brick, then that fenestration has a different language. And I'm wondering, now it's gonna have, on the first floor, it's all gonna kind of be the same, but then it's gonna be different above that. Is there any way to add to, and we definitely wanna increase the energy efficiency, and not opposed to that at all, but is there a way to add mullions to those windows, whether possibly internally or applied, so that they more match what's above them in that brick base?
Certainly a possibility. Like I say, it'll be just like the one on the left, so there's 2 less verticals there. I could certainly visit with him about it to see if that's what he wants.
Is the plan to replace all of them at some point, or just, you don't
That I
know?
couldn't say. I know he's got a plan downstairs.
Because it's a lot of windows.
It is, but it's super inefficient.
Yeah.
You just almost can't do anything with it the way it is.
My question is, are those other windows already ordered? Are they?
They are, and, because we've got another one coming up that I didn't realize this was a historical issue, and, and that's when this all came about.
I see what you're saying, because that looks like a different building to me. The front is a whole different deal from the back side. I agree. Yeah, it seemed like you could add applied molding to them, make them simulated divided to make them match. And you could just add that you'd have to add it to all of them now.
Yeah, we could add, I can get a clear anodized STL that will, go right on
Yeah,
top of the
that's-
glass. And,
Because,
If that's what we need to
because
do.
that's what that is, isn't it? That's individual, the first picture in that, that's not an internal grid on that, is it?
Where the ones in the stucco?
The one that's already there, yeah.
It's 4 individual panes of
Yeah,
glass.
so it looked, pretty much looked the same if you did the applied molding to me. I kind of agree with Brooks. Yeah. Okay, any other questions for applicant? Okay, thank you. Is there any other person want to speak on this project?
Danny Porter?
Nope.
Okay, he passed.
Okay, we'll close that and open it to the board. I tend to agree with Brooks. I think it would stay with the design of the whole building. It looks like you're trying to change the whole thing halfway through. And I think doing the applied molding would be a certainly good option. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
Doing applied design, keep that consistent.
Someone want to make a motion?
With the modification to add applied moldings to simulate matching the existing windows in the brick rather than in the stucco.
A second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to our next case. I'm getting off here. E. CA 25-14, 603 South Chadbourne Street. A request of approval of a design to modify existing windows and doors.
Good morning, Karen Putnam, planner. This case comes to you out of District 3, Harry Thomas. The lot is .110 acres, Central Business District in the downtown neighborhood, and the request for approval to modify existing windows and doors. And this is a 2007 view of the building, and then the 2022 view, and it just shows how the building has deteriorated over time. As of right now, these windows are installed on the building. They're aluminum storefront with low E-film. And then this is the current side and back view of the building. And staff is recommending approval with the conditions of the color, dimensions, and materials be consistent with what's approved today, and that the applicant obtain all necessary permits and inspections. Do you have any questions? Sure. This one?
I thought there was another front view of that, so, oh, yeah, there you go. So the door is going to stay in the same place, and then there'll just be
Correct,
floor to
yes.
ceiling windows. Bring up the next picture. What about on the side? Are they going to replace those windows too, up top?
Right. Oh, these ones right here?
Yeah, up top. What's going to happen there?
At this time, it's just the storefront windows and door.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for staff? Nope. Okay. We'll open it up for public comment. Is there anyone here like to?
Again, Casey Deering with Winter Depot, and this is the one that brought everything about. We started doing this, we're contracted by the church to do this, and I didn't realize it was in a historic district, and we stopped once we were notified. But to correct the other, all those boarded up openings will have this same material in it. All doors, all windows will be replaced in this building.
The only
with
question
light
I
material.
have, or problem I have with it, is the fact y'all took out that wainscot on the bottom. I'm just.
It
too
was
late
all
now.
rotten and falling off, but
Yeah.
just 3 doors down, they've got floor to ceiling
Well, I know,
storefront.
but that was before any DHRC was even involved with it.
Yeah.
You know, that's really the style of that building, is having that wainscot. If you look all downtown, 90% of them have that. That's my only thinking on it.
But again, this is not part of the historic district, this is,
No, it's not. It's not in the historical district,
Right.
correct?
It's a cultural district, so they've got a little bit more leeway as to.
Yes.
This building is in the historical overlay. I just couldn't find any information on the building historical-wise, but it is in the historic
it
overlay
is?
zone.
Okay.
South of the river?
Correct, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's across from Pascal's and all through there. That's all, yeah, that stuff's been there a long time. Any questions for applicant? Nope. Nope. All right, thank you. We'll close public comment, or is there somebody else like to speak?
Danny, would you like to talk?
Okay.
I'm Danny Porter with Window Depot. What we did was when we was contacted with, by the churches there, we went with just a couple of doors down with what they actually had started. So that way, when we beautified the downtown, we were consistent. So that's where we got the wainscot actually.
no, I understand.
was
Yeah,
done,
it's just-
stuff like that.
A
So,
lot of that stuff was done before a lot of
Yes,
this
sir.
board was
Yes, sir.
even set up.
But
You
as
know,
you can
there
see
are
with-
other places downtown that are like that. I agree with you
Correct.
there.
Correct, without a doubt.
You know, we're
And
just-
you can kind of see what we're going with the motifs, and with everything being consistent all the way around. The church also owns the building behind them that also looks the
Because
same, so.
I think if y'all would have brought this before our board, I can't speak for the rest of the board, I don't think we would have approved it, taking that wainscot out of there. You just had to redo it or rebuild it or something like that. But any questions for? All right, thank you. Okay, we'll close public comment, open it to the board.
What does it look like to put wainscoting back in?
Huh?
What does it look like to put wainscoting back in?
Well, they've already got all the windows in.
Yeah.
You know, that's where we run into a catch-22 sometime. You know, personally, that doesn't really bother me. I mean, it looks like that one side has it on it anyway. I mean, I don't want to
My
do it.
understanding, this is a continuation of an occupant
Further down.
down.
Yeah.
And they're looking for cohesion between that space and
Yeah.
this one.
No, I agree.
I mean, it's a tremendous improvement.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree with that. Somebody would like to make a motion or any other comments? Nope.
I'll move to approve
As presented?
as presented.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. You're good to go. Thank you. We'll move to our last case, DD 25-08, 135 East Tuick Avenue, a request of approval of a design to remodel exterior of building.
Good morning, Ray Lineberry, lead planner. This is 135 East Tuig. It is .230 acres, District 3, Harry Thomas. It's in the CBD zoning, and the neighborhood is downtown. They are requesting to replace the door, windows, and paint the building and the trim. And of course, I did not bring the colors. But the color samples, they are white hyacinthia and downing slate. I'm gonna have Arden, can you run and grab it from my desk too? It is right by my backpack. Okay, I will grab those, or Arden will. So these aren't the exact doors, but this is what they're going to look like. They weren't sure if they wanted the darker or the lighter, but it is going to look like this. That's the existing front, and then with the new windows, mostly the proposed front is to show the ramp. They are going to make it ADA accessible. And with that, staff is recommending approval with the color dimensions and materials that are approved here, and to seek any permits from the permit department. And if you want to discuss while she gets the paint samples. Yes, this one?
Okay, so there's the white hyacinth. And then what was, I'm sorry, can you also go back to the next?
Yep.
I've kind of pulled it behind.
Downing slate. Yeah, it's a gray, dark gray color.
Instead of just going straight up, comes from the side?
Correct.
And is there a railing on the ramp?
The applicant will be able to speak for that, I'm not
It
sure.
has to be. So we don't really have anything on that. So where the plywood is right now, or what is that? That's not plywood, that's?
It's
Oh,
stone.
stone. Oh, okay. I couldn't figure out what that was.
Just a little bit, he's not taking all of it, he said. But again, I'll let the applicant speak on that.
And so we're approving the doors and the windows? Or what? This is kind of confusing.
So where will the slate and where will the white, is the building gonna be white and then it looks like maybe the soffit would be the?
Yes, the building will be white and then the trim will be the dark gray around the windows and.
And then the window frames will be, what color are they gonna be?
The dark gray, the Downing slate.
Are they gonna paint that rock too? Looks like it's painted down here to me.
No, that's probably just a,
No?
I mean, this is a computer rendering, so
Does the rock
Does the rock get painted?
They did not mention painting the rock. I think it was
Kinda looks
just
like it
the
to me.
stucco. Well, the rendering was just to show you the ramp
Oh.
and that there will be double doors.
I guess are the steps gonna be concrete or what? There's not a lot of information on this one.
I'm not sure.
I mean, so I guess they're not gonna change any of that.
No, I believe they're just gonna make the ramp come off the side.
I guess tear out the existing ramp, it'll just get torn out.
That looks like it's made out of wood or something, metal. Are they leaving the lights on there, the same ones? Because the proposed front doesn't show lights.
They did not mention anything on the lights.
Any questions? Is the applicant here?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Let's open it for public comment. Someone like to speak on this project?
Monica?
I will briefly. Monica Ramos, Director of Downtown San Angelo. This property is located right across the street from Old Central Firehouse. And the rendering was drawn up with assistance through the Texas Historical Commission Main Street program. So they took a look at the property through photos and assessed even front, back, side. And this is what they proposed and came up with, and also according to the age of the building. And so I'll go ahead and let the applicant speak on more in depth on the details. But again, the Main Street program, Texas Historical Commission did assist with this design, and this is what they approve on their end and recommend on their end.
Hi, I'm Trinidad Aguirre, District 1, and we just finished purchasing this building, and it is going to look like this rendering. You mentioned the ADA compliance. Right now, it is ADA, but when you try to get a wheelchair up that front ramp, it is too steep, and it's about 34, 35 inches, so you can barely get any kind of wheelchair up there. By going down the way that we're looking at right now, that's going to give you a longer runway. There will be railings because that's a mandatory, and then we will tie it into the sidewalk to make it an easier access. You mentioned the primary goal on this one is when we remove the rock from the front door, that door is getting it back to, I guess it's original look. That rock is new. How much of the rock? I'd like to take all of it down, but it depends on the door size. If what we need to do is once we start removing the rock, whether we go with a double 36 one that would be functional, maybe the other one is not, or we go with the single 36. It's going to depend on what's behind that rock that someone put in there. When we talk about the soffits are in total disrepair. So our first goal is to come back in, fix all the damage, get it back up to what I would call a safe and normal standard. The same thing with the windows. It's, as we discussed before, they're single pane. There is no protection from the sun, and we'd like to go with a double E and then keep the same look and feel. I don't recall the other question that y'all asked.
So you'll be replacing all of the windows, is what you just said, I'm sorry?
That is correct.
Are they gonna be mill finish, bronze? What is the frame gonna be?
Casey's
have
here,
any
and
of that.
I've got a couple of them. It's, let's see, I think they're gonna be double mill.
No, I'm talking about the finish on the window. Is there gonna be bronze frame?
It'll
or
be-
mill finish or?
Trying to decide if it's gonna go that bronze or that silver. I prefer the bronze.
Well, the issue is we need to have all that brought to
It'll
our
be
board
bronze.
before we can
We-
vote on it.
No,
We
I
can
think
make a
We
decision.
can make a decision if it's bronze. I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
So if we go back, the doors, were those the colors we were talking about? If you could back up right there.
Those are bronze.
And so the trim is is that what you're talking about as far as what the color of?
Yeah, whatever we approve, we need to make sure we specify that in the specs, since we don't have any actual recourse to go back on, because we have no documentation here. That's my only issue. We need to be real careful there.
Documentation on what, sir?
Well, because you don't really have an exact product that we're voting on. Normally, all of that is specified on here. We just have to specify when we give our motion that you're gonna go back with bronze, and, you can't change once we vote on that. So
Well, I can make-
whatever we approve now, it needs to be good with you, is what we're saying.
And as the owner, we can go with bronze.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't wanna delay
And
this
then,
project.
or is the rock gonna be painted?
It will be white. I'm not gonna
So
go
we're
with
not
that color.
painting
I'm not gonna go with that ugly color it is now with an entirely white building. So the entire, if you go back to the other drawing, the rendering that was provided to us by the Texas Historical,
Yeah.
it will look like that. There
Yeah,
won't be
because on
any
there,
gray.
I can't tell. It looks like it's painted to me.
Yeah,
so-
it'll either be painted or totally removed and then everything made to fit exactly.
Yeah, I'm
the way it
talking
is.
about the wainscot on the bottom, that rock.
Yes,
That's what
that'll,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. Will there be a railing on that ADA ramp?
Absolutely. You gotta have one.
What color will it be, and what will it be made
It'll,
out of?
it'll match the doors, so it'll be
Okay.
bronze.
And this piece that's shown currently that is to the side of the door, it may be rock, I can't tell. It reads as a little different. That will be taken out for the ramp, is that correct?
Yeah, those little bump
Right.
outs right there
Uh-huh.
on either side of the
Right.
steps.
Or will that be
The
incorporated
steps
into
will
the
stay.
ramp?
No, but
We will have steps and we'll have the ramp.
No, she's talking about the little bump out right here. It looks like a little stool right there.
Right there.
That.
That would be removed. That would be in the way of the railing. So we will have to we'll have to ensure that the landing area is totally flat so that we have a solid way for the ADA compliance to fit in.
Is there one of those on the other side?
Yes, there is. It would
Will that
be,
stay, or is that?
no, that's gonna be removed.
That'll be removed so it matches?
Right.
Okay.
And the whole thing, the original one would be tore out in totality. Now, we may be able to maintain some of the footings, but what I have found historically is it doesn't work that way. It's always easier to start from scratch.
Any other questions?
So it does not look like, so the brick wainscot below the windows on the left and right side of the entry door, that will remain, correct?
Correct.
Okay, it does not look like it's currently painted, and
To me, yeah. So it won't be painted.
we can't, I don't think by whatever that we quote all the time here is that we can't paint stone or brick, is that correct?
Correct.
If it's not already painted, so
Correct.
I think that has to stay. color that it is. Other than that, I mean, I think it's fine. I see if you, I mean, I think having a downspout come down on a handicap ramp is, if it's not against the rules, it's probably not the best idea, but that's.
The reason that we want to go to the side versus front is the distance from the landing to
Oh, no,
the
I
sidewalk.
get that 100%. I think the ramp that you're showing that's currently there does not comply with Texas accessibility standards.
It does
Can almost
not.
guarantee it, right. So I think you have to go to the side in order to have adequate slope. All I'm saying, though, is that the current downspout, as it's positioned, would then dump onto the surface of the ramp, and I think that downspout will then would interfere with your handrails on the building side, and also potentially be an issue with your accessibility inspection. So you might want to look at seeing if you can move that downspout around.
It's a point I had not considered. We will definitely look at the downspouts.
Will you keep the lighting on the existing building or change those out?
Honestly, I hadn't looked at the lighting. We will need some sort of lighting for the front.
I mean,
And
it's on there now. She's just saying, are you gonna keep that original? Because if you change it, then we need to know that.
well, for
That
now,
needs
I'm
to
going
be-
to keep it. I've got enough to do right now that I'll keep that lighting. And then if down the road something changes, then I'll bring it back to you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? Nope. Okay, we'll close that, open it up to the board.
And just to remind the board, it is just the downtown overlay. It is not historic,
Okay.
just to remind you.
Whoever makes a motion, I think we need to be real specific about what's in that motion. That's all I have to say. Anybody like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve with the colors presented, using bronze storefront, handrails painted to match the bronze, and
Don't paint the brick, don't paint.
not painting the stone, existing stone. That would remain.
Yep. Can I get a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Okay, thank you very much. What we have left is announcements. Is there any announcements? Nope. I have an announcement. This will be my last meeting. Isn't that correct? Technically,
yes.
this is 3 years for me.
However, we would ask that you stay on until we can find your replacement if you're willing.
Sure. If the board is okay with that, yeah, 3 years, this is 12 years of 3 years I've been on this. Okay, any other announcements? Nope. The next regular meeting of the Design and Historic Review Commission is scheduled to begin on Thursday, October 16th, 2025, at 10 o'clock a.m. in the east mezzanine of City Hall at 72 West College Avenue. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second? Thank you.